Hi, everyone.
Hi, welcome to our podcast, No Sugar with Everything Krause. We are so excited to finally be launching our first episode. I feel like this has been something we've been talking about for so long now, honestly, almost like 2 years. So it just feels really good to be finally putting it out there and recording and launching. And yeah, we're super excited and can't wait to see what comes of it.
Yeah, I think we're definitely really excited because we're finally starting to put some action into our words. And that's a really exciting thing, which
Exactly.
we'll tap into that a little bit more later. But today's episode is really just going to be kind of an introduction of who we are, what the podcast is going to be, and also what to expect in the future from the podcast. Just because today's episode is going to be a little bit different from the normal content we would have, just because it is an introduction. But with that being said, I think we should start off maybe with just introducing who we are so our listeners can get to know us a bit.
Yes, that's perfect. I'm Kateri. I am 23 years old. I am currently recording in Florida, so I split my time between Florida and Pennsylvania. So sadly, I'm away from Isabel, but I'm very happy to be in such a warm, beautiful place and away from Pennsylvania's weird weather that you guys have going on.
Yeah, I wish I could say the same as you, but I am stuck with that weird weather in PA.
Yeah.
Currently struggling through it, but I am Isabel and I am 20 years old going on 21. I'm currently at Drexel University, which is sadly the reason that I can't be with Kateri in Florida, but hopefully we will be there soon.
Counting down
Counting
the
down.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, so we really, really wanted to be together to record our first episode, but things just weren't working out. And trying to find a time where we'd both be home together, able to record together for the first episode was just causing more and more excuses for us and a
Yeah.
reason not to do it. So I think we were just like, you know what? Who cares? Like, we can stream it, we can video, whatever it is. We don't need to be together. That's just an excuse.
Exactly. And I think we will be together in future episodes, but it's good to have this
Yeah,
hybrid
I
thing
think I
going.
think it's good getting used to being apart and being together because life is kind of crazy. You're doing different things, I'm doing
Yeah,
different things, and I can't
that's
wait
the
for this
reality.
time. Yeah, I can't wait for us to be together, but I'm happy that we're getting comfortable also being apart so that the audience can get used to hearing multiple layouts from us.
Yeah, of course. So I guess we can kind of get into what Everything Krause exactly is. As you can see, it says with Everything Krause. That's how we introduced ourselves. So Everything Krause is a lifestyle Instagram account that Kateri and I created in 2017, and as I said, started as a lifestyle account, but really to post anything and everything about the life that we were living.
Hence the
Hence,
name.
yeah, hence the name Everything Krause, which honestly kind of took a bit to get that name too, which is kind of funny, but it was a simple right in front of us.
Mhm.
But we mainly post stuff, about health, fitness, mindset, books we're reading, new workouts we like, any new recipes, maybe a sweet treat that we found that's not too unhealthy for you, just basic stuff like that. And that's really how we started the Instagram to come about.
Yes, we really started to because we both wanted to be posting different things on our Instagrams, but we wanted a different outlet to share that on and not necessarily our personal pages. And I think it just made it easier to do it together. There's also the time I feel like that these accounts started becoming popular. I don't
Yeah.
want to say a lot of people were doing it, but there was definitely more like food accounts or fashion accounts. So we were like, well, we're not just cooks or we're not just fashion
Yeah.
people. We kind of like everything. So why don't we start this together? And it definitely made it easier to start together. So that's kind of why we just roll with it.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever would have launched alone, not even because of fear, it just feels like something Kateri and I honestly live our lives very similarly, very together. So it's definitely
So,
something that need to be
yeah.
together. Like
Yeah.
our lifestyle is us.
Exactly. So if we started separate pages, we just would have been posting each other on the pages. So
Literally, that's exactly what it would have been. But with that being said, too, I feel like, as I said, we started this account in 2017. It's a long time ago.
long
Um,
time. It feels
long
like
time ago.
yesterday, but that's a long time ago.
That is, I mean, we were babies. I was going into my sophomore year in high school. That's
That's
crazy.
crazy. When you
That's
say that,
crazy
that is crazy.
to think because I am in my home stretch of college right now. Like that's that is so wild. We were such different people at the time. But when we started it, I honestly feel this is still true today. I feel like Instagram really is meant to be a highlight reel.
Mhm.
And, when we started this lifestyle account, we never envisioned it as that. I didn't want to post highlights of my life. That's what I do on my personal. That's why I wanted this page. So it was really hard, I feel like, for us to express our thoughts, like exactly what our lifestyle was, because as much as your lifestyle is what you do in it, it is also how you think about a situation and what your thought process is behind every action that you do take in life. And it's really hard to express your thoughts in a 20-word Instagram caption at most, you
Yeah.
know? So,
Especially at the time of starting it, reels weren't a thing. It was just photos. So I think we just always struggled to be as open and honest on there as we wanted to be when we first started. And I'm not using it as an excuse, but you also just look at other people's accounts and what they're doing, and you see this like perfectly curated feed, types of captions, whatever it is. So you just try and mimic it. But I feel like during that, we kind of lost ourselves and the reasoning behind it almost. So
yeah,
it's
it
just a
definitely,
balancing act, really.
yeah, I think I'm not gonna say it killed our drive because we absolutely love Everything Krause. Like,
Yes. I love it more than I love posting on my personal
yeah,
Instagram.
Katerina and I are always on that account way more than we're on our regular Instagrams. I feel like it's very it almost felt so surface level for us, and we are
Mhm.
not surface level kind of people, and it became to that point where, like, we weren't, because we're not surface level people, we never really were looking to post that kind of content, and we didn't really
Mhm.
know how to go about it.
Yeah.
So, I would say I'm not using that as an excuse, but that's sort of every time I went to go post, it's sort of what hindered me. I was like, "What am I even gonna say in this caption?" When the truth behind this workout is that I needed to do this workout because I had anxiety through the roof that morning.
Mhm. Exactly.
Like, I never knew how to express stuff like that, which I guess is
Also,
kind of Oh, go
it
ahead.
kinda it kind of is an excuse that we are using though. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, but we were, like, scared to post these long captions, I think being so honest when not many people were too.
Yeah, I
It's like
definitely think that's a big
now
part
I
of it.
think we're opening those doors again because we wanna find that connection with our Instagram page and also just reconnect with the people who are following us and gain more followers just by being our true authentic selves on there.
Yeah, and I feel like we've grown so much to
Mhm.
realize what it means to be honest on your, like, you know what I mean? I feel like we've grown to understand that, like, that's what I wanna be. I wanna be open about things going on in my
That's
life. Like,
very
at that
true.
time, I don't know if I was okay with talking about anxiety as much, but, like, now I'm like, what do you mean? It's making me better every single day, so I
That's a
don't
good
really care. Yeah, I don't really care to express it. I'm so much more confident in who I am to be able to
mhm,
address the vulnerabilities. But really, I feel like that idea of what we just said, holding back and not even knowing how to express what we actually were feeling or what our thoughts were, it's kind of where we got the idea for this podcast, I'd say.
mhm.
We needed a separate platform, an easier
Different
platform to talk to you guys.
yeah, a different outlet, and I think we both listen to so many podcasters and we love podcasts every time we go on a walk, in the car, whatever it is. So we were listening to all these people and we were like, we can do this too. And it's also a lot easier for these people to talk to people through a podcast than it is on their Instagram. So
Yeah.
why don't we try and do this, kind of round out our thoughts, open that door and just see how we do? Because I feel like once you start talking to us, we're way different than we are on Instagram,
My
and
God.
people
Like,
don't realize that, which is okay. We don't give them it anyway on Instagram as
yeah.
much. So it's like this is just our way of trying to connect with people more and also just be open and honest about life in general and whatever it is we're going through, struggling with, happy with, like anything really.
Yeah, and I also, like, with that being said, it's not even that you guys don't know us, because you definitely, everything on that Instagram is accurate of us, but as
Mhm.
I said, it's so surface level, and I feel like some of our favorite parts about who we are as people is really the behind the scenes stuff that we're gonna get to share on this podcast. Like,
Yes.
that's what I love, like, all my thoughts, that's what I love about myself, and I'm like, that's who makes you you. So I think that's we just have way too much to say for an Instagram caption, and I think that's why this podcast is gonna be really good. But
Yeah, I
yeah.
think our goal with the podcast is to really try and help people get to where they wanna be in life. Like I was saying, we listen to all these podcasters, and a lot of them are where we wanna be, they're highly successful, it's very motivational to listen to, which I love, and I will never stop listening to those people, as long as they have podcasts out. But where are those people that are at that point A trying to get to point B? Like
Yeah.
it's like I listen to these people that are where I want to be, and I'm like, "Oh, I wish I could have been with them at the beginning and hear
Yeah.
their thoughts and hear their struggles," because they talk about it briefly, but it doesn't go as in depth. So it's like I want to help listeners get to that point B, whatever it is for them. That doesn't mean starting a podcast or starting your own company. It can be in any aspect of your life, just whatever that point B is for you. Like, let's go there together. Let's go on the journey together. Let's take it piece by piece.
I honestly feel exactly the same way as you, of course, always. But about podcasts, a lot of the time I feel like I'm listening to them and like you said, they briefly touch on it. And I know that they are successful now and that was a part of their journey. And now they're talking about their mindset where they are now. But I definitely think it's so important to talk about how to get there because sometimes you just don't know where to start and you need
Mhm,
you need someone to be real with you and be like, I had no money here. Barely could pay rent. I was getting, kicked out of my apartment. This is what I did. Like
mhm.
sometimes people need that upfrontness, like that straightforward
Mhm. Exactly.
information just to get going, which is kind of I feel like where we got the name for this podcast. If any of you
Yes.
are wondering, no sugar. Now that I just said, such straightforward kind of leads me into what that means. So we originally, I think, got the name because we would always say to each other, like, I just don't, my thing with Everything Krause, I just don't want to sugarcoat anything. I want to say the pure truth. I want to have it raw, unfiltered, and say exactly what's on our mind,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know?
So then that we kept saying, like, I don't wanna sugarcoat, like, no sugarcoating if we start a podcast. And then I think it was you, Isabel, that was like, "No sugar." I think you texted me it. I think it was
I
just that
don't,
night.
I
I
literally think I was like going to bed and was just racking my brain. I don't know. I don't even think I was trying to think of a podcast name though. It just like
Yeah,
popped in.
it just came to you.
Yeah, which sometimes I feel like is the best way to get a name because that's also what happened with Everything Krause. And I gotta say, like, I know
Yeah,
No
Isabel
Sugar too.
Isabel picked Isabel suggested both names, so
I'm
she's
literally
good
a
at it.
name. I'm a name generator.
Yeah,
Call me ChatGPT.
yeah.
but
If you know,
but
you know.
yeah, if you know, you know. What we really mean by no sugar is, I guess, to show the highs and lows of life. Like, we don't want to only focus on the lows. We don't want to only focus on the highs. And Instagram, as we
Everything
said, yeah,
every
Instagram felt like it only focusing on the highs. And we want no sugar on all of it. We want to tell you about our high moments. We want to tell you about our low moments. We want to give it to you purely how it happened.
yeah, and
We don't want to hold back.
everything in between those highs and lows too. It's like
Yeah.
obviously not everything is a high and extreme low. So there's going to be situations, just mundane situations that you go through in life, but it's like, okay, this is a little challenging. How am I going to get through this? Or, what tools can I use to get through this and work through whatever it is?
Yeah, exactly. It's sort of meant to be the opposite of the highlight reel. What you see is what you're gonna get. Because we really both are on a journey of self-discovery. I would say, we're growing day by day. I feel it. Like every single day I live on this earth, I feel the growth. And it
Mhm.
really is a beautiful thing, but we are still absolutely trying to figure out who we are and what we want in this life. We want to share that with you guys because we know so many people are feeling the same way. And like, it's so great to have someone to talk to or even to listen to going through the
Mhm.
same thing and just having that different perspective of, oh, okay, how did they grow in that situation? Maybe I can
Mhm.
incorporate that in this situation for me?
Yeah. Like step outside your own head a little bit and get other people's insight without maybe directly asking them, like if you're listening or whatever it is. I think it's good to round out your thoughts in other ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
Relationships, mindset, wellness, careers, anything life in general. So the whole idea that we went into Everything Krause, the Instagram page with, is what we're trying to do with the podcast. But
Yeah.
we're not trying to preach to you guys. We don't want you to think we have it all figured out and life's all figured out for us because it's really not. It's far from it. So
Yeah.
we want you to come on that journey of self-discovery with us and learn with us and grow with us so that a year from now, not only Isabel and I, but all of you who are listening can look back on your year and be like, wow, I really grew from who I was a year ago. And I really made changes in my life that I needed to make. And thank God I did, because if not, that year would look a lot.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely, agree with that. I think This is kind of an Everything Krause podcast edition, I would
Yeah.
say. So you're still
Yeah.
getting the same thing on this as you would be on the Instagram, but kind of a little bit more of the backstory
Mhm.
behind, so that way we can post the workout on the Instagram, but maybe not feel a surface level because we shared so much on an episode one week.
Mhm.
So we are really excited to go on this journey with you guys. We hope you want to join us and grow and become your highest version of yourself, day by day. Every single year, you may not reach your fullest potential by the end of this year, but we hope you get a little bit further on that
Ex
journey.
Exactly. Life's all about always constantly getting better, constantly growing. So here's to working towards our highest selves, working towards it, not
That's the
becoming it.
goal.
We're working towards it. So
Working towards it always, and that's the best goal I think to have in life, is to fulfill your own potential. We really appreciate you guys listening to our first one. We hope you like what you heard because there is way more honesty to come.
bye.